Yeah, I'm alive, all right. Okay, this is on YouTube. I thought I would come and say, hey, I don't know. Um, I was told I should get on TikTok. So I have done that. I just don't really know what I'm doing. And I've just gotten to the part where I can do lives over there. You had to have 50 followers to do that. And so I believe I have 60, a little over 60 now. But I did get carried away. Lives are not probably the best thing for me to do because somebody was really rude and I got rude back. uh, so when you're just talking, it's like being live, except for you're not taking any. I mean, you can see the comments, but you don't have to interrupt everything and you don't have to show your colors. I told that person, don't be stirring my pot. You know, I'm nice, I'm mild, I'm meek. But guess what? I have those other things inside of me. I'm not so nice and mild and meek. So I don't want to go there. I don't want to be like that. And I don't know what I'm doing here because I know I should send out a thing that says, hey, I'm going to be live at such and such time. And that's what I'm going to, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about lives and TikTok but I did get a lot of comments. Hi, JoJo girl. I remember you. Sort of, kind of. Kind of, sort of. I'm glad you're here. I just thought to myself, you know what? It's Sunday. Maybe Sunday's a good day for me to go live. And we'll just act like I'm a preacher. Because that's what I do anyway, is do a bunch of preaching, right? Teaching, sharing, that's what I'm doing. And then I do some preaching, I guess. Because we do. Some of us really need to work on ourselves. And some of us are really lost out there. I have been lost, but hopefully I've been found. I just started my channel July 16th, 2023. And if you put that date in and say on Lose Touch, then maybe you'll get that very first experiment. It was an experimental um, thing. And it's not really good as far as the quality goes, except for you need to listen to the words that I said. But in the meantime, there's the TV's on. I didn't think to turn the TV off. I just hit a button and flew by the seat of my pants, which is what I do today. I got to do better. I need an outline and I need a topic and I need to let people know what it's going to be about. But that's just too much because I do. It's like an impromptu thing. It's whatever comes up and comes out of my head. Yes, the talking heads. I can understand that. I'm a talking head. Yesterday I got a little bit excited. And really, I don't need to be doing that. Um, my heart, who knows how much my heart can take. So I will try to remain calm. Anyway, it was just somebody being gross and rude. Made a statement that was totally ridiculous on my feed. I blocked him, but I don't know how to do all that stuff all that easy. I was able to get that one done. Nevertheless, today is Sunday, so it is apropos that I would do a scripture reading or something. I'm not going to have a whole long time. We're going to go over and see my granddaughter. I haven't seen her this supper once, really. Well, saw her in the hospital, and then I saw her once at the house, so I've seen her twice. Oh, and I saw her Christmas, so that's 3 times. Anyway, I'm sure she's grown quite a bit. And she's got darker hair now. I don't know. She had hair. Not all babies have hair, but nevertheless, she's going to have dark hair. and it was filling in. I was saying, I could just see, I mean, before you know it, she'll be 1, 2, or 3. Time flies, and we do need to make the effort to see our children, especially if they'll let us. There comes a time sometimes they don't want us around, you know. Could do just fine without you. Anyway, I'm used to just getting on and just talking and not having to worry about someone being there. However, I thought this is a good time. You know, it's 12:30. I don't know. When is a good time to do a live if I was going to do one every week? Let's just say I scheduled it and I did one every week at the same time. When's a good time? Because I could do that. I need to work on that. I can get myself a scheduling board and say, okay, you're going live at such and such time on YouTube. And then I can do the same thing with TikTok. You're going to go live at such and such time. I could do that. I want to draw people to YouTube because I've got over 1,200 videos over here. I don't know how to transfer them over to TikTok. But I'm telling people at TikTok my YouTube address and to come over here, you know. And then to try to figure out how to get all of them from the beginning, I don't know. I know that you can put a title of something that I've titled. You can put that title, be on YouTube, and then put that title in the search and always put on Lou's Touch, LOU''S, touch. And there's a space between those words. Necklace. It's all tangled up, twisted up. So, I've done and got my voice all strange. All right, JoJo girl, tell me more. Remind me, I know you, but why? What state are you in? You know, because I've got somebody in Illinois, Indiana, or Illinois, or is that the same? Illinois, Indiana. You know, the town and then the city or the state. I mean, I don't say my words well. Okay, so I guess I could probably remember what I'm doing. We talked a few times, Lou, while Dad was still here. Well, I know that I've talked to you. And when you say Dad was still here, you're talking about my dad, right? During that period of time. You're in Delaware. Okay, well, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. I don't know where Delaware is. I've heard of it. You were living with Dad, yes, okay. Yeah, Papa Bear's gone now. But but I did live with him for a little while. Not exactly sure how long. A year and a half, I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and retrace my steps. Forget me? What do you mean by that? I did. But why? JoJo girl, why does that stand out, little girl? Cool. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of walking. I need to, but then it got cold on me. I'm a baby. And I tell you what, I was walking there for a little bit, and my grandson, he's looking out the window at me, you know, and I'm walking down the street and then coming back, and I'm talking to my phone. Anyway, he said, Grandma, get out of the road. Trucks come down here fast, you know. And he's right. I almost got run over. Yeah, me too. Somebody was really nice and sent me some gloves and sent me some socks. But still, I need coziness, you know. Anyway, I do need to walk, is what I'm trying to say. And then they put me on this weird, I'm going to call it weird. They put me on a blood pressure medicine. My blood pressure was up to 190 on the top. And anyway, they put me on a lisinopril. Lisinopril gave me this dry cough. How do you do that? Let's just try it. Popular thing you're never done. You've never done. Okay, what was that? It was putting a Q&A sticker up. I don't know how to do that. Wow. Was that because someone sent me those things? Because they did, so that it would help me get out and walk in the cold. But the gloves are really nice, and the socks are really nice. I mean, wool, so they kept my feet warm. I was giving you this story, okay? So they give me lisinopril for blood pressure. And she said, if you get a dry cough, to let her know. Well, I never went and seen her, so I didn't let her know. Yeah, my blood pressure, it was pretty bad. Okay, the wow. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Anyway, so then I finally tell her about the cough, and so she gets me off of that blood pressure medicine and puts me on this different one. And I don't know what the name of it is. But what happened was then I couldn't walk hardly. My legs got really super weak. And I was scared because that's one of those things that happens when you're going to die, is you lose your mobility. And so what was the point of that? Oh, when I finally saw that doctor again, just in a matter of questions or something, it came out that my legs were really weak. You know, because I went out and tried to walk, and I couldn't go very far. I had to come back home. I thought I needed to sit down. And anyway, she immediately got me off of that blood pressure medicine that she had put me on. She said one of the side effects is weak legs. Okay, there you are. I got weak legs. So how do you know? It's the medicine they give you. Anyway, my blood pressure has been doing a lot better, but not being able to walk is not a good thing. So she did start me on a different one, but it's like, you know what? Now I'm having trouble with my eyes. And the one doctor was telling me, the one I got my glasses from, he was telling me don't take your blood pressure medicine at night because your blood pressure automatically lowers when you lay down. And he said, you're not getting enough blood to the back of your optic nerve or something like that. Yes, dear God is right. So it's like, okay. Right now I'm having trouble remembering to take it because I quit taking it at night. Well, it's not cool. I mean, you know, here we are, older. We need our physical selves, and they give us this medication that gives us all kinds of side effects. I mean, I was taking metformin for blood sugar for several years. You know, when I hit 65, anyway, they put me on metformin. So I took it at least 5 years. I'm 71 now. But the point is, I looked up the side effects online for metformin. There were 3 columns, 1 full page, and then part of another page of side effects. And then when I looked at the side effects, I had several of them. One was confusion. One was leg aches. So here you got a leg ache from this thing and a weak leg from that thing, you know. But no, I quit taking the metformin. I'm not sure that I really should be taking Jardiance, but that's what she's got me taking. Okay, let me see. Samuel Quain. Hello there. Still snow on my sidewalk. I barely push my wheelchair. Aw. Well, I tell you what, there's still snow out there because it stayed cold. You know, thank God. I'm serious. I'm not being facetious. These people that have to live on the street, how sad. So I was just saying, thank God for shelter, for walls to keep you from the wind, for heat, for everything. We have a lot to be grateful for. However, there are some that are not as blessed as that. So, anyway, just count our blessings. Name them one by one. See, I'm going to be leaving before too long to go see my grandbaby. But I still have a little bit of time because I'm pretty much ready to go. Yeah. Well, good girl, Jojo. It is a sad deal. I see things on Facebook that make me happy. Don't know that they're real. 'Cause I've thought about these things too, even just a place to lay down and sleep, a small place that you can climb into and keep you from the storm. It's better than being on the street. But like they've got these sleeping pods. They, but I think about little tiny homes too. Tiny homes. And they don't have to be lavish. I've seen tiny homes go for $80,000 when they're crazy in the head. It's made on the back of a trailer. No, the better thing to do would be go and get a used motorhome, or the motorhome if it's, I don't know how to say that because the motor presents a problem. Having to, what's my right words? You have to work on a motor, but you also have to insure that motor. I mean, if it's a vehicle, you have to register it and you have to insure it. Maybe you might have to have an inspection sticker and this and that. Yeah, an RV, that would be much better than one of those tiny homes because it's already got everything you need in a small space. And I was so glad to have my trailer. I got a hold of a FEMA trailer when I was out on my property. We didn't have the best of situations for living. But I'm so grateful for that trailer. I got that trailer for $1,500. The guy wanted $2,500, and he had gutted it and was working on it. Okay, so there was wood that needed to be painted, and there was no furniture in there. But we went and got a big old remnant of carpet, and we carpeted that whole thing. Except for I didn't carpet the bathroom, left it like it was. And I can't remember if the other, yeah, it was carpeted too. We just carpeted, because what it is, the FEMA trailer was 28 feet long, but it had a bedroom. It had a living area that had where the kitchen was. So if it had its furniture, it would have had a bedroom. And then it would have had a love seat recliner or something similar to that. And then it would have had a booth. But it didn't have the booth, didn't have the recliner, didn't have the bed stuff. And the water heater didn't work. He says, the water heater might not work. He knew it didn't work. But we did come to a really great conclusion for that. In other words, we found at point of service, not on demand. On demand is a different deal, takes wiring into the wiring or something. Anyway, they make it complicated for this on demand. But at point of service, you can get a small water heater. I think ours was only 7 gallons, but maybe 10. You can get a 10-gallon one. You can get them a little bit bigger. But that you put that like under the sink or in the bathroom. You put it in between the sink and the shower. So you got your on at point of service. All you got to do is turn it up, because I would turn it down or off. It was electric. You plugged it into the wall, and then you just connected the water on both ends, going in and going out. It was great. We turned it on about 15, 20 minutes before we wanted to take a shower and go take a shower, and then when we got out, we'd turn it back off. You want to try to live on bare nubbins. Nubbins? I don't say my words right. Let me see what you said, thinking about going off grid. Well, are you talking to me or your own little self? Because you need to be ready to go. You need to be ready to be able to take care. And like my property in Colorado, I had an electrician come in and do some wiring. So 3 different RVs can hook up. And actually, they're taking down one of the trailers, and if that trailer is gone, that has electricity for another thing. So, thinking about going off grid. Then you said LOL, okay, would like to also, okay. Yeah, I didn't go off grid, but I went out and lived on 70 acres for 10 years. Didn't have the amenities of life like running water. We ran to get it, like my mama used to say. She said, we had running water. I ran across the street and got it from the creek. Okay. How do you do that? Oh, they've already gone. How do you do that? My electric went up double. Wow. Well, like I was just saying, you have to do some certain things. Try and not use electricity. And sometimes, my daughter was saying something about it going up. So I'm thinking she's talking about going up in price, and it probably does. But you also use a lot more during the winter because we'd be cold, right? Cool. Anyway, I'd be trying to talk to people, and I was talking to the girl that gave me my glasses or helped me get my glasses. When I went back to get my glasses, she was the one who helped me. Oh, really? And it still went up? Well, how rude. So that answers that question, doesn't it? They just go up because it's so damn cold. But nevertheless, if you have a way to change anything, you know, out at my property, okay, I was thinking about this. Like you go to the hospital. Yeah, I know my daughter's telling me how much it is too. Really bad. Anyway, I'm used to having to just, what is it, block off rooms that you don't use. Yeah. See, it's craziness when you have to use a lot of electricity or pay for a lot of electricity when you're not using it. Then there's solar. My brother bought I don't know how long that trailer was, but he had a solar panel put on top, and it ran I think, a refrigerator and a microwave. He was able to go, so you could have little LED lights that don't take much electricity, and you could have a couple, three things. You got to have your charging situation for your internet, right? We have to have our internet. But okay, so like at the hospital, or even when I go in for my treatments, they have this curtain that they pull around so you can have privacy. So you can I looked it up, I was going to get some of these. It's a track that you use for RVs too, and also the hospital. So put it up there on the ceiling. If you're going to use heavy curtains, you might want to find a stud up there, But the point is, you can put this track up there, and then you can get a heavy-duty curtain and hang from that track. I mean, you might have to make the damn curtain. I don't know. I should watch my language. But the point is, you can have something heavy hanging from the ceiling. Thermal, I'm just trying to say. If you needed to get down to one room. Magnets. Well, if it's real heavy, I don't know about that. But see, what it is a track. You put it on the ceiling, and then it's got these little hook things that go around the track. And so then you take a hook in the top of your material and hook it into that track, and it can go all the way to the ceiling, and you can rope off a room and have a space heater. I like those space heaters that have the ceramic plates, and I don't have a name, but I could have got one for $47 not long ago, which is pretty cheap. Sometimes you can get them for 99 or 120. But I'm serious, people, about that. You need to cover up the windows. Fill around the windows. Is there air blowing in? And then just like a great room. Use one area, block off one area, and make that area comfortable. And the rest of it, furnaces they're great for comfort, but not for your electric bill, not for your gas bill. Yes, exactly. Infrared, the far infrared. One of them is like an Eden Pure. And I'm not sure, so it might just be called a smart heater. But they have those ceramic plates. And so it heats up the ceramic plate. And then when it's heated up, that goes off and it just blows air over those heated ceramic plates. So it's supposed to be economical. I'm not positive if it is, but I think it is. I mean, I used them, but I had other things that were taking electricity. Yeah. And then, like at my place in Colorado, there is a gas stove that runs on propane. So, if necessary, you don't want to do that. I mean, because it does take your oxygen, but you could heat up your house somewhat. And like I said, a great room. So you have your living, dining, kitchen, and bathroom area all together. Be nice to have a real bathroom. But anyway, those things are possible. Well, see that I had propane, okay? I was 25 miles out in the country, and so the gas was propane. I had a propane tank, a big one. To show a picture of it, it's aqua. We painted it aqua. But nevertheless, we had it, we brought it clear from Kansas. Wore out tires on my trailer because it kept doing this number here, so the whole set of tires was ruined. It was stupidity. We should have just got a tank close to where we worked. But no, we got it and drove it 300 miles. More than 300 miles. But the point is, it looks cute, painted aqua. And then we had the propane guy come out and trench it in, hook it up. So it's hooked up to the furnace and it's hooked up to the gas stove. But the furnace is just not good because of the consumption. I was not thrilled with the consumption. But to be able to just use that stove, so you have the oven and you have the burners on the top to cook, and then during the time you're cooking, you're also heating up the house a little bit. Need a wood stove. Thank you very much. I did go get in the shower, so I'm glad it shows. So I saw, it was in a catalog, but I saw a little wood stove for an RV the other day. The wood stove was not very big. I don't know, it might have been a foot square or something with a pipe that goes out the window. And you just use little pieces of wood, kindling, to heat it up. That was really sweet. I might have about 10 minutes left here. And I have been doing a lot of reading of the scriptures. I stopped because I was doing a lot of quilting, so that's what I was showing was my quilts. So if you look in my shorts, you'll find pictures of quilts. Not happy with the one that I was making for Tyler, so I have to start that over. Okay, let's see right here. Propane. She says, I'm scared of it. You should be. Okay, get down. I used to work with my dad. I worked with my dad for 7 years. Propane plant. I've had my words getting mixed up. He used to say, we get our words mixed up. And so it's true, I do, and so did my mother. So propane can be very dangerous, but they've got the new propane tanks for your barbecue grill. And when I say new, they're not new, but they're new compared to what we had. Because what we had, you opened that valve and propane came out. But these days, they have a safety valve that you can't. If you turn that valve, nothing's coming out. The only way it comes out is something fits in there and squishes it to where it locks into place, and then it can get out. So they created a safety feature. Yeah, some places have blown up, burned up, because you're not supposed to have propane tanks inside the house, but people do it. I know of a certain person doing it right now. But no, the propane tank should be outside of the house and then have the hose go through a hole. Make a hole in the wall or something where the hose can go through, and then put a grommet on it to close it back up, but that would be the safest thing. Propane is really great, but you just need to treat it with respect, that's all. And those places that blew up, they had the propane inside. So they got it really hot. And when propane gets hot, it expands. It is a bomb. Those little barbecue grill bottles is a 20-pound bomb. Then you've got a 100-pound cylinder. Well, that's a 100-pound bomb. So you need to be careful. Not trying to scare you, just, when I was working for Dad, I had to, and he trained us, we had to pass a course so that we could run that propane company. But part of what that course was showing us safety hazards and some explosions and some fire and the damage that it did. Let me see, I'll push that up. Anyway, I should let go. I'm going to come back. I wasn't going to do lives, but I think maybe I should in the future. I'm not positive, but maybe plan on around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Depends on, I wonder when people going to church and getting home. See, with the Church of Jesus Christ, there's a lot of different wards meeting in one building, so they go all day long. So it's hard to say. And actually, I'm trying to get to the people who are not going to church, so. Thank you. I'm sure we're not going to stay over there all that long, but it'll be sweet, and I'll try to get some pictures. And I will be going here before long, so I should say peace out, people. It's nice to talk to you, JoJo. Delaware, huh? Wonder where Delaware is close to me. It's on the East Coast, right? Cool. Thank you, JoJo. 1 hour from PA? So you're not far. That's better than being across the whole United States. Well, anyway, it's Lansdale, Lansdale, PA. Yup. Well, listen, you have a great one. And don't forget to check out my channel. Check out my videos, okay? And I guess I will talk to all of you guys later. I think I will go ahead and close her down. Happy trails. Happy trails to you. Until we meet again.